Hey guys, and welcome to a new episode of Comic Talk. We talk about comics. Today's episode, we're talking about the Savage Dragon miniseries. The first 3 issues, plus there's another thing I'll get into once we get to it. Kind of like just saying, you might know what it is, but yeah, this Savage Dragon by Eric Larson. He drew and wrote this, and it's by Image Comics. So really, he's the artist and the writer, so it's really easy. Got this once. Pretty cool cover. Despite this trade, contains the miniseries. What has open it up, this book up, and it has like most graphic novels will have like a Eric Larson is the creator, writer, artist, and inker for this, so he did everything except for like lettering and there's some other things, but for the most part he did most of it. And then there is this, like an introduction, like most graphic novels have like an introduction explaining about maybe the artist or the character or something. Eric Larson, that's cool. And we start off with Savage Dragon in a burning fire, like it looks like a yard or somewhere, but there's fire all around him. He's like under there. He wakes up in the hospital and he seems to be okay. And the Lieutenant Frank Darling, I think it's a Darling, Frank Darling. Say that, if it's wrong, it's wrong. Who really cares? It's just a name. It's his last name too, not like his first name, it's just Frank. Woman that had Frank is asking him like all the questions like, who are you? I don't know. Where did you come from? I don't know. Do you have an idea how you got in that burning field? No. Like asking all these questions, I'm like, nope, no, I don't know. And then he asks him, like, where were you born? Why do you have the green skin? Don't know. Is there anything about your prior life? No. And he asks him about, like, do you know who the president of the United States is? Like, George Bush. He's like, oh, you actually know that. How do you know, like, the basic stuff like that? Like, who the president is and, like, okay. It is some other, like, stuff like that. Politics and music of popular things and stuff. So yeah, who the Cubs won the World Series at all points. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. So he does actually know, like, about stuff, like, who won the World Series in this, who did this. So we know stuff, but we didn't know anything about him particularly. So it's a weird kind of amnesia, where it's kind of, like, weird, like, I don't know anything about me. I know, like, everything else. Like, I could go on the history of Superman comics, or not. I know that stuff, but I don't know anything about me. I know the president is, I know how to watch on that, but I don't know anything about me. And then we cut to, we see a character fighting. I want to see if it says his name. And no, it does not say his name, but it's a superhero. It's an American. He has like a giant eagle on him. I'll show you. This guy, who doesn't say his name, it's just he's been fighting a bunch of bad guys, like your everyday thugs. It's on the news, and we see Frank talking to his wife, saying like, "Hey, this guy did all this stuff." And oh wait, okay, so that guy's name is Super Patriot. Okay, it's just said Super Patriot in critical condition. That's saying buttons officer. Okay, so yeah, that was Super Patriot, and he seems to be in critical condition. I'm thinking because another guy named Super Patriot with his arms, who shoots things. Maybe the guy just into that one, so that's why he has the same name. But him talking to his wife about the guy has no memory. I don't know what to do, and yeah, I don't know what to do. Like a lot of stuff, and telling about like, I don't know what to do with him, whatever. And then he goes. Then we go back to, and then we go back to the hospital. And we meet another character who I think appears in it. It doesn't say a name. And he's like and she calls him like Mr. Dragon, and that's why he gets his name, Dragon, because he kind of has like the green fin thing on his head and stuff. And it's like, cute. I like it. And then he's like, I like it. And then he comes in and is like, okay. He's like, call me Greg until I figure out. He's like, call me Greg until I figure out who I really am. He's like, okay, cute. Like Freddy, he gets a job at his cousin Fred's place, where his Lieutenant Frank asks him to work, gets him a place at his friend's place. He kind of sleeps there, has a little thing set up, and then he goes, and Frank comes in like, hey, listen guy, you're a really tough guy, you know how to fight, I need you to come help me. We're being slaughtered. The police, us, we're being slaughtered. We can't handle, like, we're everyday men, and there's people with powers and costumes, there's all this shit going on, and we can't handle it. We don't have the ability to handle it yet. There's not many other superheroes, and a lot of superheroes are not doing as good, or having problems and getting beat up like Super Patriot did earlier. And he's like, no, I don't know, I don't want to do that. Look, Frank, I thank you for everything you're doing me, but yeah, I'm not gonna. Oh man, you're acting far too much, Frank. You're acting way too much. I'm just one guy. I don't even know who I am. And you expect me to come and become a superhero and fight a bunch of guys, or work with the police, basically. He's more police. He's one of those weird cases where he's like, he's a superhero. He's a super cop, if you will. And actually, he's basically, I classify him as, Dragon is one of the, he is a cop, but I also would classify him as a superhero. He does what basically what superheroes do, just as a cop. And all cops superheroes, so it's not, I think there are some people who are cops and superheroes, so it's not that strange. So yeah, maybe go back to talking about his wife. I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how to, get him on the force to help me. Then we come back to the, Fred's place, and South Dragon's obviously moving stuff, heavy boxes and stuff. Then you see these two villains who walk with a visit. Usually, I'm thinking if it says where the names, I don't think it does. But these two guys work, from my knowledge, is, we find out, I'm pretty sure these guys are working for the business cycle, or circle, whatever it is. Don't really see their names, but yeah. Two villains are walking for them, and they're, crashing Frank's place and, like, have a gun to him, and the sad guy comes in, like, grabs the one guy's hand and squeezes it in, like, the sad guy comes in and starts kicking their butt, like easy, like, it's like nothing. Like, he kicks their butt, like, in no time, like, boom, bow, you're dead. You're not dead, but you're knocked out. And they're talking about how you're a super freak, like, that's what people with powers or freaks, or people who aren't normal. They're called super freaks. But not bad, not a bad name, not a bad thing, like, to call it, like, super freaks are basically like a mutant, or a inhuman, or I'm trying to think of other names. A Quark, like from My Hero Academia, something like that. So I'm like, okay, the ball I've been used before, but yeah, it works. And he's like, yeah, you guys need to get out. It's like, I'm gonna throw your butts in jail, and then obviously he calls the cops and puts their butts in jail. And the place is damaged. And he's like, oh, what's wrong with it? Look, like, my whole life doing this thing. I spent my whole life doing this thing, and he's like, yeah, it's all your fault. He's like crying. He's like, get a grip on yourself. It's like, get a grip on yourself. It'll be okay. I'll protect you. I swear it. The whole line of, I'll protect you. Nothing more bad will happen. And the very next panel, because the next page is just a full panel. The whole place explodes. Like, the whole place just goes to kaboomy. Like, here he's talking about, on the bottom of that page, he's talking about, hey, I'll protect you, nothing else, I swear I'll protect you, nothing will happen. And then the next page, boom, the whole place blows up and he's dead, yeah. So he's fine, he comes out. He's naked again for some reason. I guess he doesn't have flame retardant clothes. I'm assuming they obviously they wouldn't be, but yeah, he comes out of it, burning without any clothes, and he's like, damn, he's like, I think this is the point, I think this is, yeah. And then we see a Mighty Man, another hero, who basically, I would say, is like a lot of characters by Image, you can really, like, kind of, what's the one I'm looking for? They relate, like, okay, this is like a Superman-like character. This is like this type of character. Like, they have similarities to pre-existing characters by Marvel and DC. You get that. And that's why Mighty Man is basically, I would say, like Shazam. He does the thing where he does like this, and like he has these like two like gauntlets or something on his hands. He hits them together, and it becomes like Mighty Man. So it's like, yeah, that is basically like Shazam singing its lightning bolt, and some things that look like Shazam. So yeah, not a bad character. Like, the designs are not bad for the character. It seems like they are hodgepodge stuff, because he also looks like he has kind of like a Doctor Strange like cape here. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Next we get into them talking about it on the news and stuff, of Mighty Man and stuff. And then Frank hears a knock on the door, he opens it up, and it is Dragon here. They're like, hey, I need, Fred's dead, bad news is that your cousin's dead. And he's like, I got nothing else to do, count me in, I'm gonna help you, and also if this person died who trusted me, I'm gonna stop these guys. So he's like, and then, he's like, he goes back to bed, he sleeps on the couch, or whatever, and then Frank got back to his mom, like, Frank, what's wrong? He's like, if he cries to echo money from Fred, Jack, da-da-da, he takes the whole thing about that. What's your enough for? Okay. And it's like, I wanted him to join the force, but not like I didn't want this to happen. I didn't want Frank to die. I didn't want it to be this way because he actually, from what they do say a little there, but I can say right now, he actually got the two villains actually to go to the thing or whatever, or the bomb or whatever, went to get Frank for money. He actually planned this so Savage Dragon would beat him up and like, oh, see all these villains, these super freaks, how bad they are, they need help, and he's like, okay, cool, I'll go join you guys, I can see you guys need help, I'll go help you. But in the end, the place blows up and Frank dies, and Fred dies, so yeah, it's a pretty sad state. And also I know his name is Fred, his is Frank, both was enough, don't know if that's a coincidence, but yeah, like, it's like, again, like, I'm not sure if everything's gonna be okay ever again. On the next page, it's just like, Frank, taking a Savage Dragon out the police station and like in his house, and they're like, yeah, we have to do some training. You can't just because it's then shows the page with him like lifting like all the cops, like almost like it looks like almost every cop in the place, or just a bunch of them, and then shooting a gun. He does it like perfectly, shooting them perfectly in the head. What I don't know if you want to. And he's like, where'd you learn to do that? I'm like, I don't know, okay? Stop asking me stuff, I don't know, okay? And they're like, okay, see, don't let it get you crazy. But then it says he getting his badge and like getting his like uniform and stuff. And everybody's like, yeah, he's a cop now. Some people are like, cool, this is okay. And others like, working with freaks, what's next, for Christ's sake? It's like the guy who's like really against it. Like he's like, almost want to call him a racist. He's like a racist to like a mutant, like you're racist to like mutants. So like, I don't like mutants. Their powers are scary. What is one of the things I always talk about? We're like, fucking mutants are an abomination and they should be burned at the stake. The Fantastic Four, the Avengers, all of them get a pass. And that's blow her mind. Like, shouldn't people get passes? Shouldn't people freaking fuck them? Fuck it. It's more like it's a racist thing. Like, we don't like mutants. You guys have powers, but you're not mutants. You got them in different ways and stuff. I always thought it was a weird thing. And the guy seems to be one of the guys. But the guy also does have some points I've read in the further stuff where he actually goes to Savage Dragon and asks for some help, from what I remember. So yeah, he's not a complete asshole. And now I haven't read every issue, so I don't know. Some issues might become an asshole again. I don't know, but from what I've read, was a decent amount. He does come back and actually guys will help with something later. But he is now a cop and he's ready to kick butt. And then like him and the one guy, like the one guy's like, you're a freak, listen up, you freak, you're gonna listen to me, you're gonna do what I say, you're a freak. And he basically just grabs him so hard and like grabs him like by the ball and picks him up by the ball. I'm like, that's gotta hurt, that's gotta freaking hurt. And he's like, I hate tough guys, puts him on and gives him the right act what he should, because that's a corrupt cop saying like, hey, because you're a freak, make you do it. Put them up on, a lot of freaks are villains in this. I'm not saying they all are, but a lot of them are, so I can see why you would just assume he's a bad thing with all the freaks things. And then we got the next page, which shows what's the story he's outside with one of the other guys. I can't remember what his name is. I feel like for some reason I'm saying, and I'm thinking of a different book. He talked to one of the police. I don't know if it says. Yeah, it does say his name. William Johnson. We're on William. William, he has a hair. He looks like the Jesus looks him. I'm not going to be like, oh, but if you look at him, he does have like a, he's on this side. This guy here. This guy has like the long hair, like Jesus. I'm just saying, he has that like long and the beard and everything. Very like, and it's brown, so it makes it look particularly like Jesus. And then we got Rasputin's of Fire. Like what it says right here. I'm assuming like this is like the second story. This kind of, I like how this graphic novel contains the entire story. Because in the free to me, the backstory we get in pieces throughout the book, and it's kind of like, it's a little more jumbled, but once you read through, it makes sense, it works. But like having in this, like they put it all in order, so that's why it feels like there's an extra chapter in the beginning. With like it's very short, like it's still in the beginning. Basically, gets the whole origin done. Was done throughout the first three issues of this mini-series, and you just didn't get it as its own, or it would have been, they would have made like 4 books. What they could have done, and it would have been fine. But yeah, and now we get to this one where you have to go in and stop these guys. And we got this guy, who I remember his name. And then, Cutthroat, who I'm not kind of beat the bush, and it's something I saw in the Hard News video. And when it comes to other comic YouTubers, I don't quite call him out. But I'm not mad. It's just, as he said, he's never really covered Savage Dragon, so that could be why he doesn't know. This guy Cutthroat, and we see on the next page. Cutthroat is a Eric Larson character, not a and whoever the other guy was, I think was also an Eric Larson character he worked with. I know this guy was, I think the other guy was too. Eric Larson character, and also Overlord, he's the leader of the Vicious Circle. But he's the main villain of the early Savage Dragon comics. Not the entire run, but he's a main character. He's a pretty big character in the series. He's like the main villain who's running everything, so yeah. So saying Rob Liefeld has fucking 1,000 characters, I'm not mad about it, it's just one thing I'm like, don't you know those are Eric Larson characters? I'm like, through the video, I'm like, you're misinformed. Like, obviously you wouldn't, if you never read Savage Dragon before, yeah, you're just gonna assume, oh, those are, you know, like Rob Liefeld's characters, because it's his book, da da da. I just wanted to make that point, because I saw it in his review of Bad Rock and War. I'm like, that makes me want to read it more, because I know the characters are from that, so I kind of have a different perspective on it. So yeah, I wonder how many people in the comments posted that, like, if anybody posted that, anybody, so it's like, oh yeah, he knows it, but he's not saying it, things like that. But it's okay, we're getting off track. Savage Dragon is fighting Cutthroat and this other person who is called, like, Bulletproof. I'm assuming he's, like, bulletproof. And surprisingly, he's not wearing, like, he's wearing one of those skimpy costumes, like most people, skimpy costumes, like most of the females do in the series. Not they all do, but a lot of them do. I don't care too much. But he punches Cutthroat and he's, like, beating him. And the other girl's called Bulletproof. Well, obviously, Savage Dragon does use guns, but he also, like, can punch and kick butt. So he, like, beats both of them up. And because, like, and then he beats both of them and they both get captured and sent to the police or whatever. And he's like all beat up. He's like, you're upstairs. Like, yeah, whatever. Then he serves in here fighting another villain who has like 2 faces and stuff. And it just shows him fighting a bunch of villains from the Vicious Circle. This guy who's at like a gas station. This guy who's like robbing like a little store. Like carjacking like one, like trying to rape somebody. It's like beating all these bad guys and everything. It's like, you're a big guy now, you're a big guy, and it says another character, Alex, who is, I'll just call Alex because that's his name, Alex. So he's getting heavy fire upon her. He's behind a cop car, and he comes in with like these 2 giant guns. Basically, the 2 guns he has on the cover, and just goes in with ammo strapped on him. He's 9-5. He's 90. He's like a 90s-ified character, like 9-5. 90s-ified him with like all the big guns and patches. For the most part, I mean, he is a cop, so that's not, it makes it a little not as bad, because he's a cop, he doesn't have guns, and obviously, he is savage. Yeah, if you've seen him, I don't know how, his hands are really big, I don't know how they, like, how would that walk on all of them guns, compared to my hands, are like, nothing compared to my hands, so it's like, I could see him having to get his own guns, or special guns that are made big, for that, so I'm kind of okay with that, and he jumps in through the top of the house, and goes in, and these guys seem to be like regular guys, they don't seem to be like really, I'm just like, you regular everyday guys, they don't seem to be like, whatchamacallit, like, whatchamacallit, freaks? One of them might be, but yeah, and he shoots somebody, he's not like killing them, but it looks like he's just maybe shooting them to wound them, and he's beating them, and then this other guy grabs the gun and is about to shoot her, and this other guy throws some throwing stars at him. And then we get a new character called Star, who is a new character, and his secret identity, because I don't know if we'll say it in this book, so I'm going to say it now, is Peter Copeland. Paul Copeland? It's Paul something. Paul Copeland. I don't know how to find him, but he's like a musician, a famous rock star. He gets the idea to be a superhero, obviously because he's famous, he has money and stuff to do that. And yeah, I like his costume. I like it better when he doesn't have like this long hair, it's going to look a little weird. But it's not. And he saves this girl. And this guy is basically like Spider-Man. If you see him, he acts like a Spider-Man, except he has a little different with weapons, and he's a little more eligible to hurt people. And the other girl here had like the red hair, like Mary Jane. We're gonna see both of them in the series again. I'm pretty sure this is that character, or unless later he saves somebody else. But I'm pretty sure that's that character. There's a character like Mary Jane. They fall in like love or whatever. They like, get out of here. You like, oh, I'm gonna rush you too. Pajama Man, a guy in different costumes, and he talks to him, and he says the Vicious Circle. We see Overlord, we see him in his back, this other guy gets a shock, this this other guy who is one of the other guy we saw in this, some other villains of the Vista Circle right here. NMC Overlord on the back there with the purple coat, and that's kind of where that issue ends, kind of. And then we jump into the next one, what it's called, Born Again Patriot. It's a Savage Dragon going through the sewers, and he finds this big monster who is like a spider thing and wrapping people up. It's pretty it's cool. Like, I like a lot of the designs in it. I like a lot of the characters in Savage Dragon. I like him and Thomas Baldwin. The cool stuff. This book has a lot of cool characters, a lot of cool original characters who, if I think are written right or done right, could be really cool. And I think that's why I like a lot of characters. Actually, the designs are not bad. They're actually, if they're drawn well and done well, they can be pretty cool. And this is early Eric Larson. He's really good. I think this is like some of his best stuff. His early stuff. Definitely, I'm not saying his new stuff's not bad. It's just it's so like, I don't know why it feels so better. I don't know if it's because of the inker or whoever works on it. Wait, did he ink it as well? Yeah, he was the creator, writer, artist. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Him doing like everything, and he might not do everything now because I don't know how old he is. But yeah, I don't know. But this is just a really I really like this. His other stuff is just really good. Now we gotta get to this guy who has like shooting like webs out, and Savage Dragon trying to kill, trying to beat him. Or basically kill him, because this one of the guys like, yeah, you could kill him. It's like, okay. And he beats him, and it looks like he gets a a spark, like a wire that has electricity in it, hits the water and it electrocutes him, and he's basically like passed out and dead. And like cool, and then they start saving the people and stuff, and that's what that happens. And then we see a page with just it shows a guy called Super Patriot who has all the stuff attached to him. And he gets all this like a robot / man thing, and he's like, this is what he looks like. You've probably seen this guy before. It says all stuff. It's just explaining stuff about him. That stuff basically gives a little origin thing. I want to check. It says in the front, Super Patriot, the other guy. No, they don't have really any similarities in the costume. I can't see anything like what the. Other than he's a white guy and he's a white guy. Where's his hat jacket and is how back going into the apartment. Is he the next door neighbor girl talking to her about stuff? Who is named Dibby, Debbii, Dibby Harris. Harris. I know it's Harris, the last name. Debbie. It might be Debbie. We'll call her Debbie. And if that's wrong, oh well. But she's talking to him about stuff. Like, yeah. And eventually there's some stuff, and he's like, oh, my beeper went off. I need to go and see what that is about. And obviously he goes to and see Alex. He talks to Alex about what's going on. He might as well lose. He's like, okay, lose the gun, because the guys are like, basically, the other guys are like bulletproof, so that's not gonna kill him. So the gun's not gonna work. So he just goes in there like, okay, I'm going in there. I'm gonna kick some butt. He goes in there and he like throws like all the grabs a bunch of people, and he like just throws them. It's like he's trying to catch as many as he can. Oh, go live, stuff. Run for your lives. Like, run for your lives. He's like trying to save people, and some people are dying, and he's like, he jumps, and he's like right about to attack him. And he pulls up like a kid like this, right in front of him. It's like, oh, and he does like a cool like flip thing when he comes around and grabs him and attacks him. It's really great. And it shows him fighting these guys. Like, cops are not gonna do shit against you guys. I'm glad. That guy gets like a super cop, and it shows them fighting. And then Super Patriot comes in, obviously, to, hey, Super Patriot, I'm here to stop you. And he starts shooting you guys. It's like, stop! And Tarzan's like, stop, you're killing him. Like, I don't care, I'm doing what I'm supposed to. If you stand in my way, I'm gonna have to hurt you. And then he beats him up. Obviously, he doesn't know Savage Dragon is a cop, because, like, his whole, like, outfit is kind of torn, so you really can't tell he's a cop. So he just beats the shit out of him. He's like, about to freeze. He's like, Alex comes in, it's like, freeze! Like, not until Justice up and said, don't shoot, you idiot. He's a cop, and he's like, police is like, oh shit, I fucked up. He's a cop? Holy fucking shit. Like, I messed up and Savage Dragon, like, wham! Against his head, and knocks him out. Savage Dragon just falls to the ground, because he got injured enough, well, he's not dead, but, because he does heal, but, like, he has enough blood loss enough where he passes out. He doesn't die, but he does pass out, and he has to get healed. Take time, and he's like laying on the ground bleeding. And then we jump into our next story, the next story of our book. Next part, I guess. Yeah, this is kind of what the next part story is called. Rock this town. Rock this town. It shows well, two patriots getting up, and then he escapes, and then they rush him to a hospital. Start dragging to a hospital. And that's how this other guy in front now, bursting through the hospital window to attack the guy because he's injured. He's back up to shape now, and he's fighting this guy Inferno. It's like, oh, now again, it's like beats him really easily with one punch, boom, moving it along, he's gone. And the Frank comes in like, oh, I see you up in the bow, kicking butt. Like, yeah, the fighting, like, I see you up in the bow, you just made me kill the guy, yeah, fine. For the record, he tried to do it without kidding. A lot of these guys can take a punch, like, he's super strong, so he can, like, he's like Superman, like, a punch from him, like, if you punch a normal guy, yeah, it could probably kill him if you punch a normal guy. But if you punch, like, a, actual, like, a lot of these super freaks, it's probably not gonna do anything to him, so it's not gonna kill him or anything. And so that's what, and then they talk with him and Alex about stuff about, what's going on with some of the villains and stuff. And yeah. And it's like, he's like, oh, and then jumps to we finally get to see him, Overlord. This is what it looks like. He was the guy in the Bedrock video I talked about a little bit ago. But this is Overlord, and it was cool. And, yeah, it shows him, like, watching the news and like, ha, I'm the, villain, explaining some stuff. And it shows him at his house, and then let's go. No, he's at the, base, or whatever. At the hospital, and this other girl, who was basically Mary Jane, came in. He basically, if you look at this chick, it's fucking Mary Jane. I'm not trying to be like, it's fucking Mary Jane. Like, you're not even really trying. Like, that's Mary Jane, Peter Copeland is Spider-Man, Peter Parker. There's a scene later in this series, what is an exact, almost replica of Spider-Man. He comes in, like, Peter Copeland comes in to, like, her house, and he's all bloody and everything, like, honey, I'm home. It's like too late off of Spider-Man, but like Eric Lawson maybe drew. I don't know what. I don't think Eric Lawson drew that issue. Maybe he did. I don't know. Or he might have. He might drew that issue. I don't know if he did. Or he might have. I don't know when that was a thing. I don't know if he drew that. He might have. If he did, that would make sense. And he's like talking about like, you saved me and da da da. I'm about to kiss you, and then Mr. Gag and the nurse comes in. It's like, I need to talk to you about something, and we don't find out. It's like, I don't want to lose you, whatever, da da da. We find out some more stuff about her later. But, we get, him talking to, like, obviously the person. So he's like, yeah, I'm getting out of here. I don't want to talk to you guys. Just saying a bunch of things, like, yeah, I'm going. And he talks to this other girl. It's like, please, can you give me a scoop? It's like, yeah. And then Badrock, because I totally forgot he was in this. See, me talking about him was not completely a waste of garbage. He comes in, Badrock, and just slaps him, and he's like, hey, you're gonna beat the crap out of you. I'm gonna explain later why he's doing that, and then more at the end of their fight, because that's when he explains it basically. He comes in like, he's basically get into a fight, and it's not bad to see him kicking ass of Youngblood. The only problem with these early issues, like when you put characters like Youngblood and stuff in them, and because the Youngblood and some of the Youngblood characters are the only characters in this really that that really need to be mentioned in this. He is the only characters I think in this that aren't by Savage, that aren't by Savage, that aren't owned by Eric Lawson. That, and there's one page that kind of has spawned, so there's two pages. They're trying to do it to like, hey, we're gonna make this a cohesive universe, like how all the characters. But for the record, I think that is not a completely bad idea. Like, you guys want all of your own stuff, I think that's fine. I would be like, if I was doing this, I'd be like, oh, you have to pay a royalty to have your characters in mind? I'm like, sure, go ahead. I have to pay you, like, they want Youngblood or Spawn in this book. You have to pay Tyler Spawn, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, yes. If we want this to be like, if you don't want to, I don't want this to be like, hey, we're doing this now, and then it never happens again, or something, or it get disconnected, and it's like, why am I doing this? That's the problem I have. I don't want to do it. Then later down the line, it's like, oh, I don't want us to be a connected, so I don't have a thing, or for some reason this can't be a thing. I'm like, no, I don't want that to be the case. If that's the case, then I would rather do my own thing. But if you're okay with it or something, fine. It's not like DC and Marvel. It's like all the characters connected. They tried to do that with Image in the early days. It got to where only really like the Rob Liefeld characters were connected, and then the Jim Lee characters, all his stuff I watched on was connected, and all the sponsor for his own thing. All the Sad Dragon, surprisingly enough, has enough characters. It can be its own thing. Like it's almost its own comic book universe. Like Sad Dragon, I almost consider its own thing. It's like Invincible. There's so many characters, and also Invincible like got everybody to team up in that. And one of the big issues. So I'm like, I don't understand what you're doing. I don't understand what's part of the universe, what's not. Why some things I can understand the Angela being changed thing. That makes sense because he's not. She's by Neil Gaiman, and from the one his sponsor did, and now she's by whatchamacallit, now she's on all that stuff. It's fine. Stuff like that, I'm more fine with. But yeah, and if you know, I get off topic, but that's fine because it's kind of talking about the comic is sometimes can be boring. Not boring, but like, yeah, that's it's a good way to just make this more fluff and talk about more things that relate to the book or something that comes up that's relatable that I want to talk about. Okay, so back to the book. We are at Savage Dragon and Badrock are obviously fighting. They're going a bunch of property. And then there's a guy in like a trench coat and hat walking through this thing and they're like, oh cool, look at that. It's like, and they're like, these two kids are like, oh cool, look at that. It's new superhero, and they're running to the guy with the like whatchamacallit, the hat and like the trench coat. And it's Spawn, and you think like, what? They're looking at me? And I'm looking at the window, it's like, oh, it's that guy Dragon, he's really cool. And like, says so like, Spawn, like, I don't need that attention, I don't need attention to be a hero, or to do good things, I just don't need that attention, I have none of it. And so is Savage Dragon, and then Badrock finds him. Well, the fight's not bad. And Badrock is like, for the most part, he's drawn basically to look like what he does, and like, and look weird, Youngblood actually does kind of walk in this universe, especially Badrock does, because of how big he is, and it kind of walks. So yeah, that costume going pretty decently. I don't get the only thing I don't like about his costume is he's too big. Like if you look here, he's too big. Like these shoulder pads are weird. They're really big and bulky, but like if they were a little smaller, I would have been fine. But he's a big character, so and by the end he gets like kind of destroyed. So it's not that big a deal. He throws him up and basically beats him. And then we see this girl, this old lady, go off to the play, can see this guy instead of sitting on TV. Or Dragon on TV, and it's like, that's my son, because you look at her son, he has like the spiky hair and all of this, and somehow she thinks Savage Dragon is her son because her son maybe got mutated or something. They do have a similarity thing, since you guys know where her son is. Mostly we find out it's not her son, but that's later in like when the actual series kicks off. This is just, it started out as a Freezy miniseries. So that's what it started out as. And it was like, I guess you were doing that to be like, I'm gonna do a Freezy miniseries, see what people think, see if people like it. Because if people don't like it, I'm not gonna do it. And that's kind of also, I know whatchamacallit had done as well. Wildcat had done it well as the start of the miniseries. But I don't know if like, Bond, Sonic Quantum was like, this is a cool character, people are gonna buy it. And they did, because it's like one of the best books. Same with this one, it's cool. He's like trying, like, you're alive, because he saw the old lady's son was dead. Like I said, we find out later, like, not. But I can see why. Also, he's old, so it's kind of, who knows what kind of, if he has dementia or any weird problems, so that could be, yeah. I don't know if she's supposed to be like the anime equivalent, I don't know, but, and then we see them fighting, and he finally, like, Savage Dragon beats him, he's like, and he beats him, he's like, I just wanted to see if you were tough enough. Take it easy, he's like, take it easy, man, Badrock like, take it easy, man, I just wanted to see if you were tough enough for Youngblood. He's like, that's the stupidest, and Savage Dragon just wham punches him. I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, you beat me up, caused $1,000 of property damage, and all this picks fight with me, caused $1,000 of property damage, probably could have hurt somebody just to see if I was worthy to be on your freaking team. I'm gonna say Badrock, that wasn't your best choice, but if we, and the thing is, I'm not gonna be like, oh, Badrock was a bad decision on Badrock's part. First of all, you gotta think about it, he is still, from what I know, he's a kid. He's like a kid in a big autistic thing, so it's like, I could see a kid doing that and not knowing, like, hey, I caused all this property damage, or, you know, what property damage is. And I like how Badrock's like, I'm sorry, can I go home? He's like, oh no, you're under arrest. Like, you fucking getting arrested, you're getting locked up in jail. It doesn't matter if you're a superhero, young blood, whatever. You caused all the stuff. Like, if you want evil, I gotta stop you. Oh, we're getting close to the end here. Then we see him going back and see Debbie, the girl from earlier. She was her neighbor. Her mom locked her out or something because she came home late. My mom locked me out. Can I spend the night? Like, can I sleep on your couch? Can I spend the night? She's like, no, go to your mom. Just go to your mom. Let me talk to your mother. This isn't right. Like, can we please do it tomorrow? She's like being like, please. He's like, okay. So he lets her in, and then we get to with those Shaft and Die Hard getting Badrock out of things, like fixing the damage is going to save you back a few bucks, Badrock. That is right, you should be more careful. Like, yeah, you did something bad, you're gonna have to pay for it. Literally, it was actually cool. I don't know how many times superheroes actually have to pay for shit. Not counting if they are running like an organization or something that does that, but yeah. That was nice. Teaching him a lesson. And then we see a Frank get a call from the business cycle. But hey, we know what happened with the warehouse explosion, and we're gonna tell the Dragon is dead and Dragon's a cop and everything. So we know. Happy ending, Frank, right? We'll tell what's satisfying because you didn't know what's going on. What's going on? What you did to get me on this force. So, yeah, if you don't do what we say, you're gonna have to listen to him. So we see, and then it begins, and this is where the last volume of the Study Show the Mistsuit ends. But kind of covering, like, hey, shit, they know and stuff, and it's cool. It would have been cool if this actually how the series started, I think. Instead of doing the feature miniseries, if this is just how if it started with these and then it just continued on, Instead of doing a feature miniseries, then doing now, a lot of people be like, is that's where it ends? And there's actually more, because there's actually after that, there's this page right here. After this, there's the last page of the issue. Then we got this, and it goes for a couple more pages up towards this guy right here. This little bit right here. I do not have that in single issues, but not in the feature miniseries because I have all features of the miniseries. So that either was like a special, like either 0 issue or something that was released like for Wizard, because sometimes they release 0 issue for a little previous stuff. That could be what that was. That was released. I think that's kind of a little stupid because that is also a very important thing. So then a very important thing. So how this happened, that I was always wondered, like, okay, did this thing happen and I just didn't know about it? They didn't show it, like this girl. I'm not gonna say what happened because I'm just gonna talk about it, but it's gonna show something. I'm like, I always wonder, like, did they show this very important thing that happened to the dragon? Did they show it and I just not know about it? But we're gonna jump into that. This is the last bit of the book. So Sad Dragon and the girl, they kind of like look at each other, and obviously like they start kissing and getting undressed, and then obviously they have sex, obviously. And I'm not gonna say this girl I'm pretty sure this girl was not underage. I don't think Suka 1, Sad Dragon wouldn't do that. It doesn't really say what her age is, but she's old enough where I was like, yes, she's locked out of the house. I'm pretty sure she's old enough where it's not a, like, oh, she's too young or anything. She's definitely old enough. She's definitely old enough, so it's not like, that's the thing. Because when I first saw her, I was like, oh, you guys did it. Wait, are you like, can you talk about your mom and stuff, like, it's weird when you talk about your mom and stuff in that way, like, your mom locked me out, like, it seems like you used to be young, but you could also be like 18 or something, or whatever the legal age is, where it's not weird. But that makes sense. I'm assuming it is. I'm not gonna, like, cause I know Sad Dragon would never do that, have you ever read the series? I don't think some people do, so I'm assuming he's alright. I don't say particularly how old he is, but then in the morning it shows them, like, you know, he's acting all playful and stuff, like, careful and everything, and they're like, they actually, if this very funny, like, I tell them to go watch Peter Copeland. It says right there, that is the guy right here on this paper. See the guy on this magazine? He's a musician. He was the character star. So that's show, I like that. It does show like turning on the TV and stuff, watching some TV, and then the door is like, well, like, can you get the door? But whatever, mom, we'll deal with it. Whatever. Not a big a deal, just go after it. And she opens it, and my god, this page, it turns the page, and then immediately the next shot, BAM! Shot in the head, and she falls down dead. Like, it's a lot of blood and stuff. It's like, holy, it's like really, it gets dark. Like, if like this book has some little thing, it's just super dark. Like, BAM! She's dead. He's like, Jesus, what? And then he goes, it's like, stop, and then the guy shoots himself, and so you blow out his brains and everything. It's like, holy shit. It's like, oh god, no. It's like, I'm saying this is Savage Dragon's fault by not unless this guy was like he liked this girl, and he was very like petty, like, if I can't have her, I'm gonna kill you. So it's like, I'm gonna kill you, and see, I was like, maybe, I think I know why he killed himself, because he saw like, oh, Savage Dragon was gonna open the door, I immediately fire on him, he accidentally killed the girl he likes, and so he didn't kill himself. That's what I think is what happens, or I'm assuming that's what happened, because I think he wanted to kill Savage Dragon because he thought, like, hey, they were hooking up, and I've been wanting to, I like this girl, I want to do something. So he decided Dragon's gonna answer the door, not her, and then she shoots him, and then he shoots himself, like, this is the person I like. He's like, oh god, and then steps the grave, I'm at the grave, and the mom is like really upset and stuff. But for the record, if that was me, I would be like, okay, would I be mad at you? No, it's like if my, like, let's say, like, if I had a kid, and they would, let's say, for example, oh, I'm mad, I don't know if I would be mad, like, if the kid were dating somebody, and then at their house, like, they open the door, and a guy's at with guns. Like, if you open the door to somebody else's house, and then get shot, doesn't make it, I don't know, it's one of the weird things, I don't know. It's a weird thing, because not many people would have a guy open up the door and just shoot them, but yeah. It's a very sad moment, in all of honesty, it's a darkness. Even sad, because I'm like, yeah, I usually get that when I feel like a character who doesn't deserve to die. Like, in characters I feel like don't deserve to die, you don't deserve to die. I do like, as it builds on this character and builds on the mom of the girl actually and comes back later as like a villain and stuff, he's taken over by a monster. Some cool stuff happens because of it, but it's sad, because I'm like, yeah, this person, I don't know how old he is, I don't know how long, but he has to be 18 to someone maybe in his 20s, so he's probably young, so it's like, yeah. Then he goes, like, starts shrinking and, like, basically just focusing on his watch and just beating up all these villains. And like, okay, we gotta get out of here. We can't beat you. And it's like, fall back, Next Man, who I think is a parody on Next Man by, what's his name? Boy Jones, whoever. I can't remember his name. I don't have any books that have his name right on the top of my head. Wait, I actually might. Let me check here. I might have a book right here that will have his name on it, so we can use it. Yeah, right here. This should have, I think it has his artwork. John Byron? Right here. Smooth over. Now where you can see that. Somewhere there, John Byron is the writer for this. Yeah, he does like this art. So yeah, that's who the person I was thinking of. He does, I think, this series called Next Man, so I think it was him. I think he did it because it was his art in the book, so yeah. It's like what you want. He's out at home, he has like a beard, a little like mustache, and a little shadow. He looks a little like, like, we need to talk about what's going on and everything that's happened, and blah blah about the girl, and he talked about it. He's like, I'm losing it. He's like, I'm losing this thing. I need help. I can't handle this anymore. It's like, it ends with just like, you know, down like, I'm losing it. And this is where it ends. I'm like, is that a really good ending? It would have probably been a little better if it ended here. I think in the series, it would have left it on such a big cliffhanger than just, hey, we found out your secret, we're gonna tell the dragon. So having this little extra here connected, like the pin-up coverage, it's having this little bit here would have been nice to know where this comes out. I actually need to look that up, actually. I could probably look it up and figure out where, so I know where I need to look for it. Yeah, because I actually want to get into some more issues. And then, for the rest of the book, it's just, we have pin-ups of the actual covers. I don't know if any of these are going to show, like, the actual cover for that book. Then we have a sketchbook that shows, like, the characters. And if we actually shows characters who we haven't even met yet, like we have this guy from Vanguard, this character we have not seen yet. We have the Freak Force, who are not really a character yet. We have like the Deadly Duo, who's not another character we really haven't seen yet. There's Star, Peter Copeland's character. Yeah, we see a bunch of characters in this, like Cutthroat and a bunch of the villains. So yeah. Most of the other characters from Freak Force, it's just a bunch of artwork and stuff, and that's where the book ends, first volume, because this is basically the first miniseries, plus a little bit at the end where it's called from like a 0 issue, or Wizard special probably, because they did a bunch of stuff back then. So basically the first volume, I call this one, the video is called this is one, because it's called the miniseries, because it's like basically the whole miniseries, but a little bit, if it is considered a 0 issue or something, just throw it in here. So since this is basically its own like miniseries, just like a containing a story. I would say yes, this is volume 1, but it's not like if starting with issue 1, there's this miniseries first and then this. But really, it would be cool if this started first. But obviously, if we wanted to do this to see if people would like it first, I understand to do that. Like I want to do a miniseries to see how this goes, and then if people like it, I'll continue it. I'll instead of making it a mini, we'll change it to it was a mini and now it's an ongoing series. But yeah, Search Dragon is still awesome book. The book came out in like, I want to see if it says when this came out, specifically when like the comics came out. This is like an old version of the graphic novel. That came out in 1993 at the last day on this. So that's when this trade came out. That means the comics came out probably before. That's 92, maybe 91. So yeah, I'd probably say 92. With that being said, so that's when that came out, and it's still going on till this day. It's one of those series like Spawn. It's been going on forever, and there's other books like Youngblood have been going on. It's like stopped and started, but it's always had like series. Like this new series out right now with Youngblood. Like it hasn't had a consistent like it has over 200 or something, 300 something issue series like Savage Dragon or Spawn. So they're up in like the 200 issues, I think, both of them. Maybe close to 300, some of them, maybe. Like they have really high issues. They never really stopped. But like Youngblood, like we've had a bunch of series throughout these years, like up till now, when it came out in like the 90s with them. That early in comics, but it wasn't like it's one consistent series. Like it is consistent like story, and like you read them like this, and they're kind of in order. Like this is volume 1 or 2, season 1, 2, 3, whatever. Same with like what's the other thing? Wildcats had actually a pretty decent one when they first started. Like lasted a decent number of issues, consistently like 40 or 50. It's actually a decent amount of issues, maybe more. No one like that, and that's the ones that have come back. And like Wildcats always had series. They always have series. They have a new one now. It's called Wildstorm, which is all the Wildstorm's characters by DC. It's really cool. But yeah, that's it for this issue on Savage Dragon Volume. The first trade, the mini. This is the original trade too. It's not like a newer trade. It's like an old school trade. It was actually $12, but I was super happy because the way my notes is one of my favorite early Image comics, and I think I got this for $12, so it's not too bad. I got this at a place where if I knew this was gonna be $12, if I wouldn't have picked it up maybe. But yeah, it's like 10 or 12. But it is one of my favorite books, and just for that little story alone, it was so good to read that. I'm glad I got that because it's super awesome to have in my collection. So that's it for this episode of Comic Talk. Come back next week on Tuesday for a new episode. We're looking at another single issue. All I'm going to say is it's DC Comics, and it's a somewhat new book. It's not super new, but it was a couple years ago, like a year or two ago, probably like maybe it was 2017 or 18. 2007 came out, I think 2017 or 16, I forget. Whenever Rebirth started. What I was assuming would be, it'd be 16 when Rebirth started. 2016 is when it came out. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. You can always check my description box below for the things like whatchamacallit, the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all in the description box below. Like and favorite the video. All the fun stuff, subscribe, know if I want to more episodes of Comic Talk, and you guys can always stay epic, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye, and stay epic and bye. Stay epic.